Welcome everybody back to the final student show, and today I'm with my friend Jeanette. Thank you so much for being in the show today. All right, all right, Jeanette. When was the first time you ever got a scholarship? Like, I want you to walk me through the exact story.
Okay. My first scholarship was the Shisol scholarship under the CKF Foundation. I got it last year, around this time last year. It's very, very coincidental, Sha. By
Yeah,
this time last
you
year,
got your first scholarship.
yes,
Wow,
because
that's
I
great.
applied around April,
Yeah,
and but I think it was within this week.
yeah.
I got an email from them. Hello, Janet, congratulations, you have been selected for the next stage. I was so
Wow.
surprised. I mean, I just submitted my exam, my
Yeah,
WAEC,
yeah,
and then the reason why I need the scholarship, I
yeah,
applied, and I didn't have like this much hope in it because I've applied
yeah.
for many others and I
Scholarship. So it
didn't
was
get
just like one
a
of those.
response. Yes, I was just like one of those trial luck applications. Then it
Yes,
clicked.
and it
Yeah,
clicked.
yeah.
So, uh, when did you realize that getting scholarships is something you could do consistently? Is it through that first scholarship or when you got subsequent scholarships?
No, I think when the because when I got that scholarship,
Yeah,
it actually stopped coming. Like I kept on applying and it
yeah,
stopped. But when I realized that it's something you can easily get and you can, if your application stands out, they'll eventually choose you.
yeah,
Was when I met a friend. His name is Bright, the
yeah.
founder of the Scholars Guide initiative.
Okay,
He told me of his story and then he encouraged me and also taught me. He gave me few of his samples.
yeah,
And looking at his applications and the essay he wrote, I looked at it
yes,
with mine compared. Looking at both of them, there are not much difference. You just need restructuring and
okay,
improvement. So I had to improve mine, had
yeah,
this hope, and that was that I was able to keep up and started applying again.
okay. You mentioned something about the application when you met
Bright,
Bright.
bright,
Sorry,
yes.
when you went to Bright, you noticed that there's a difference between his application and your application,
Yes,
which made his stand out.
yes.
What was those specific things in his
Okay.
application?
For instance, before I usually think that I normally start my application with hello, my name is
Yes,
Okishku Janet, then
yeah,
I'm a 100 level, I'm a 200 level. So just generic statements.
yes,
But then looking at his applications, he started with books. Normally he might even start with an experience from the day he lost his father or
yes.
what of a philosopher. He starts out with something that will make the
It-
reader captivate, like
okay,
that will catch the
reader
reader's
from the beginning,
attention from the beginning. Unlike mine, I normally start with generic statement that
like
every other thousands
person.
applicants might use. So,
Okay, yes,
and then the body, he normally he had few leadership positions that he included.
in his application.
He normally adds his values, his goals, and
Yes,
other things that I do not usually add then, but I
yes.
do now.
These applications, do you send it to the emails or on LinkedIn?
Okay, for scholarship applications,
Yeah.
each scholarship do have their link. You will go to their portal and apply. But then for internships, they might have an email that you can apply through the email. It
Okay,
depends on the type of application though.
okay. So, what changed for you, like your mindset before you got the scholarship and after? Like, what's the difference?
Okay, it has been a moment of evolving, learning,
Yeah,
unlearning. So I think what changed within last year and this year
yeah,
was the mindset, not even the wins, the
yes,
mindset.
the mindset.
I've shifted from back then. Whenever I get a rejection, I normally delete the email instantly, feel angry, right?
Yes, yes.
But now I nicknamed it love letters. Yes, I love them now. When
Yeah.
the rejection comes,
Wow.
I normally look at those applications. Then I might think that maybe it's this thing that I did that made me not to get
Yeah.
it. And
Okay, so
then
you draw the
I'll
lessons.
prepare. Yes, yes, that's what I do now. I
Yeah.
draw the lessons from each application,
Yeah.
put in much effort and apply next year. That's what I do now. I think that's just the mindset that changed, not really the wins and
Not
the
really the
rejection.
wins.
Because I still get rejections though. But I think the mindset has
Has
changed
changed
now.
drastically.
Yes.
So, like, what is the one mindset you see most students having about scholarship? Like the misconception, the wrong
Okay,
mindset.
some people think that scholarship are for people with 5.0, 4.8, 4.7, but
Some people also think it's for people who are struggling financially.
no, scholarship, with the name scholarship, it
Yes.
means scholars, people that are very brilliant,
Yeah.
intelligent, and people that stood out. It doesn't actually, financial instability is something that every student feels like. There will be a point in your life where you
Yeah.
need finances, right?
Yes.
Even your parents cannot fully fund you. You don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
So this is why it's called a scholarship. They're looking for scholars and not just people with financial incapability, because
Yeah.
although it's part of the criteria, but it
Yes.
is not all. And then I think people normally misconstrue scholarship, that because before I had that mindset that is meant for maybe outside Yoruba,
Okay.
those outside people that normally struggle financially. But then
Okay.
it's for everybody.
It's for everybody.
If you stand out, you will
Yes.
eventually get it, regardless of your state, your origin, your anything, even your background. Just stand out in your application, you will get it.
So like that point about standing out, what's the difference between those who stand out and those who don't? Like what's those qualities that makes those stand out and help them get these scholarships?
First of all, your choice of words.
Yeah.
You have to stand out by starting with a hook,
Yeah.
your values, your leadership skills, your community impact, and also your use of words. Your English or the grammatical flow of the essay must be constant. It's not something that you can just write. I mean, you are not a primary school student.
Yes,
They want
exactly.
your English to be the English of a standard college student, and it should be void of mistakes. There should not be mistakes and grammatical errors. Like it should something that will be like stand out, that when you are reading you will flow continuously. Yes.
Okay, when these organizations for the internships, scholarships, and fellowships, when they get an application, what are they really looking for? Because students think it's your experience, is this, is your grades. What are they looking for specifically?
They are looking for, I would say they are looking for four things.
Yeah.
They are looking for academic excellence, financial instability, your leadership skills, your impact, and then maybe I should add more. They are looking for creative students, civic leaders of tomorrow.
But does it vary from scholarship to scholarship?
Yes, I think they do, because some scholarships specifically state that they are looking for people that are financially incapable. They might even go to an extent of saying that they need just orphans and people with single parents. But then some, like the Bridge Scholarship, for instance, they are looking for scholars, people that are all-rounded. They are academic excellence, they have leadership skills, they have community impact and all of that. I think, yes, it do vary. It depends on the application that you put out there. It depends on the scholarship, it depends on the foundation.
Okay. Well, we're talking a lot about scholarships. Let's like tilt towards internships, like especially law internships, but this will be relevant to internships in general.
Yes.
So a lot of students want to get internships at top law firm like Templax,
Aluko and Oyedele.
Yes, all these top law firms. What is like the biggest mistake they take in pursuing to get those kind of top law firm internship?
I think the biggest mistake that people do in applying for internships, and I do that a lot too before I realize my mistakes, is that you just go out there and put up an application. You don't do a background check. When you want to apply to a firm, you must have researched about the firm, the cases that they won, the cases they won, and each firm have something they focus on. Maybe there are firms that focus on human rights or women rights or even children's rights, or maybe firms that focus on intellectual property or any practice. You have to like do your background check. You can even cite a case, a recent case that they won. They handled and won, and how the case is helping you in your career. You should even you should be a multiple student. I think as an undergraduate, you shouldn't have a particular area of law that you should like now.
Yes.
So that in any internship that comes and in any area of law, you should tell them that you show keen interest in that area. Tell them that you are passionate, that you saw the cases they won, and you want to like gather this knowledge for the future. So as a law student by now, you shouldn't have a specific area of law. You should be all-rounded, multi-passionate.
People, all of it, different thing works for different people. There are people like me, I've somewhat decided the area, but I'm still keeping an open mind.
I don't think it's something that should be
decided this early.
Yes, this early, because when you go on, you might discover other passions that you like and stuff like that. And another thing is, so that when you are applying for internships that
Yeah.
don't align with your passion, should you now leave the internship because it's not the area of law you
It's
like?
not my thing.
Yeah, you should try to like have a way to fix it and relate it to the area of law that you want. So that's why I said earlier, you should be a multi-passionate student at this point in your life. That you should try out things, different area of law. When you have to decide, must have when you are done with your law school, you've done a lot of things, then you will now decide that this is the path. Even people that have decided, they still come out and try out other area of law. So I mean, why should you now be in a rush to decide now?
Okay, so you should keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Well, you told me that most internships, most organizations or firms running internships look for people who have experience, like have prior experience as being an intern. When most students lack experience and are now applying in order to gain that experience. So why does this conflict exist?
I think that what people do, like for instance, let me start with an example. If I have 10,000 naira and I'm looking for somebody to give out that 10,000 naira, and I have a student that needs the 10,000 naira to complete the student money for school fees, and then one that needs 100,000 naira for the school fees. I would give the 10,000 naira to the student that needs it for the completion. I'm not the one that needs 100,000 naira.
Okay, so, I get what you mean. Okay.
Yes, so they need people that are already showing interest, that are already trying out things, so that when they put in the impact, you will flow. Unlike somebody that is floating, that don't have anything, you are just there, you want to try out anyone that comes your way. You don't even want to expound yourself, you don't want to improve, you are just there and you are applying for it. You should be somebody that is trying out things. You should show them that you are passionate about things, and maybe you have done one or two research. You have even tried to write a research before, and maybe you stopped at an article, and then maybe you stopped at a point because of this and this, and then you need their internship so that you can improve in that area. So when I read, if I'm an organization and when I read application like this, I will give it to you because you're already writing a research or an article, and then you need me to help you. I'm not somebody that is there and they are waiting for the miracle, or somebody that will push them to do things.
Okay, essentially, I think from what you said is that firms don't want to pamper people.
Yes,
they don't want to start building, as in they don't even have the time and resources to baby people from level zero.
Yeah, they need people that are already
stepping up. So, do you now suggest that students on their own should and must start looking for leadership positions and opportunities to gain experience?
Yes, I think that should be it, because as a student you should not be just holding on to your law course or any course that you are doing at all, in case you are not a law student. I think as a student you should try to do other things. You should focus on, you should even try out courses online. There are intellectual property courses, there are artificial intelligence courses, there are many things online that you can try out.
And those things help with increasing the likelihood of you getting accepted.
Yes, because they would like to give out to somebody that is already trying out new things, even leadership skills. But then I believe that as a student, you should not let all these things affect your studies. Because your grades are the most important one, actually, because they look at grades too. So I feel that as a student, you should try out things. You should try to write an article. Yes, while you are still undergraduate. You should, even though you don't finish the article, try and put down something there, so that in your applications you can state that you are already in chapter this or in part this of this article, and you are looking for resources, people that can help you improve your writing skills and stuff like that, so that they can pick you in any application.
Okay, so let's say there's a person. Okay, there are many people who are at complete zero when it comes to internships, scholarships, fellowships. They don't know anything about it, but they are very interested in it. What are 3 practical steps that person can take today that will increase their likelihood of getting the scholarships they want?
First of all, for the number 1 practical step is, number 1, you should try out things. You can start now. You can start now to look at leadership positions, not the stressful ones. I'm not saying you should go and run for your faculty president or your SCG. You should start from maybe, even if it's the treasurer in your class, or even in your fellowship, any little things that you can do.
So those things help?
Yes,
Those
even
little things.
no matter the leadership is not about the title, it's about
Yeah.
the service and the impact you keep or you make wherever you find yourself.
Yeah.
So even as a treasurer, you can make impact more than a LOSA president.
Yes.
It's just depending on how much you do or handle that your position.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should try out this thing, look out for them, try out practical. One or two of these can help. And
Yeah.
then you should try to make friends with past scholars. I'm not saying that you should go and meet them and or you should go and like make
Start-
friends with them, like
Yes.
try to like
Add value to them so that they
Yes,
add value to you.
yes, try to add value because is these things are something that you
It's tran-
cannot is
It's transactional
yes,
somehow.
transactional. Give out and then
Yeah.
I'll give you people.
But-
Even mentors, they don't like to mentor somebody that will be a burden to them.
Honestly,
They try to
yeah.
mentor people that add
Yeah.
value to them and then they will give back to you. So yes, I believe you should start now. Look for people that have gotten in any of the scholarship you want to apply to.
Yeah.
Look for somebody, one or two persons that have
But-
gotten it, and then try to ask them questions.
Okay.
And then number 3 step you should try to do is apart from leadership, and you should improve in your academics too, because even in internships, application, fellowship, they look for academic excellence students. They don't want to give out to students that are already falling. They
Yeah.
would like to give out to people
Alright.
that are already
Rising.
stepping, yeah.
So the 3 practical steps is to
Try out meetings.
try and gain experience with
Yeah.
what is available to you.
Mhm.
Reach out to create relationships with scholars.
People, the scholars, mentors, anybody.
So like
you can
collection.
go on LinkedIn, even
Yes.
connect with people. Yes, and then the last one is academic.
Academic excellence. Well, these are the practical steps you
Yes.
give. Well, is there these things? Okay, I'm just saying, giving you my own thoughts. If I were to start with trying out things, yes, that's doable. That would take me like people wouldn't really want to do that. There are certain people who will be like, try out new things. I don't want to.
You don't want to leave the comfort zone.
Zone. Okay, they don't want to leave the comfort zone, so they need to actually leave their comfort zone.
Yes.
Then the thing of building relationships. If I can't access them, where can I access them?
Okay, you can access past scholars. Like if you want to apply for scholarship, you will go to their site. Some of the scholarship used to list out the name of their beneficiaries.
On LinkedIn?
Yeah, you can know on any platform that the scholarship have, because they do have accounts on Instagram, Facebook. You just
Yeah.
go there, pick out 3 of the scholars, go and search them up on LinkedIn, connect with them, look at their the things that they do. Like for instance,
Yeah.
when I was shortlisted for before I got WMI scholarship, I went to their site. I checked for past scholars. Then I
Yeah.
found that law students were few.
Yeah.
They just had more of engineering students, medicine and surgery students, and
Yeah.
the law students they were just 2.
Yeah.
I took their names and I searched about them. The other law student, she's passionate about environmental law, that
Yeah.
is climate change and all of that.
Yeah.
Then I was very confused on which problem relies on, because medical students, they have a leverage, they have things that
Yeah.
they have
They are different.
outreaches, yes.
Yeah.
But then as a law student, I found out that law students too, we can do law outreaches. There's a law clinic club, they do law
Yes.
outreaches. Yes, it's just that we law students, we are not too
Active?
active in things like this, and
Yeah.
that's why it seems as if law, we don't have a problem to solve in the community, that we're
Yeah.
in a lawless society. So
Insane.
yes, I looked at their things that they do online. So from what I saw from her, I found out that wow. Then I had to like add this to what I want to do.
Yeah.
My application was more about gender equality and
Yes.
gender equality and because it's a part of law too.
Yes.
There's the women's law and children's law. That was
Yes.
what I focused on.
Yeah.
And I got to the interview stage of my scholarship. But
Yeah.
you see, looking at her page and discovering that law students have things that they can do,
It increased.
gave me an insight on what to focus on in my application.
Yeah.
Because I was clueless at first.
Yeah.
So I think you can search them. Even when you want to apply for the Aduni and Sani Scholarship Foundation, when you go to their site,
Yeah.
you will find names. Go and search them up on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You will meet people, connect with people, and on these scholarship platforms
Yeah.
where people access opportunities like the Scholars Guide,
Yeah.
the ICANN students, and others.
All the
You can
scholars
go
guide,
and-
I'll drop in the link of the
Yeah,
video.
you will drop in the scholarship group. We have the Scholars Guide, the ICANN student, the scholars. When you go into these groups, like you have to be very, very observant.
Yeah.
Pick out, because they normally tag people that win scholarships. You
Yeah.
can save their number outright. so that when you want to apply for that same scholarship,
Scholarship.
you have somebody that you can meet,
Meet.
and then the person will put you through.
Okay. And then the last thing you have made it clear and more practical and approachable for someone to do. And the last step that you said was to
Academic excellence.
academic excellence. But all of those who are not academic excellent, let's say someone GP has already gone below.
Okay, for academic excellence, I'm not saying that academic excellence is the main criteria.
Yeah.
It's part of, because I have a friend that is in 2-2, that is the second class lower, but
Yeah.
then she have up to 7 scholarships.
Wow.
Because apart from academic excellence,
Yeah,
they are
other
looking for impact, people that have positions that have impacted on people. So I'm not saying that you should, okay, since your GP is already low, you should try as much as possible to at least increase it. For
Yeah.
as a student, I believe that the reason why we are here is because of the grades, right? Even
Yeah.
though you have to try out other things,
Yes.
grades is the most important thing. So
Yes.
even though your
Agreed.
grades are already falling, you can try and improve it. One, you can substitute times for TikTok and focus on reading first.
Yeah.
And then apart from reading,
Yeah.
even though it has fallen, you should don't be discouraged. Try
Yeah.
out and apply for those opportunities. They are not looking for just academic excellence students. They are looking for other things. They are looking for financial incapability students. They are looking for students that have that have shown
Creativity.
creative students that have impact, that have impacted on other people, that show
Yes.
that they can impact, and people that have stayed in leadership positions,
Yeah.
done 1 or 2 things. It's not about having that position. Like,
Yes.
you have to state the
Service.
2 or 3 things you did before you left that position.
Yeah.
That's all.
What's the importance of having a social media presence, like updating your LinkedIn, putting like there's a page, someone's page I saw he had his WAEC, his JAM, his admission letter, all to the current stages. How
Yes,
important is
for
that?
me, I feel that your social media is your digital footprint. Yes, because when somebody wants, okay, for some applications, they'll ask for your LinkedIn, because like the Chico scholarship, they'll go to your LinkedIn, check
Okay.
out, you will see her on your LinkedIn, and people that view your profile.
Yes.
When you submit the application, she'll go through your LinkedIn profile and
Yeah.
check you out to
Yeah.
know if through you are who you
Claim to be.
Yeah, you claim to be.
Yeah.
Yes, and your social media presence, like, is your digital footprint, that even though people have not asked for your GP, by merely looking at that your social media page, they have already know, oh, this is what this person is.
Yes. Yeah. So your LinkedIn is updated.
Yes, my LinkedIn is updated. It's my CV in the digital world.
Wow, your CV in the
Yeah,
digital.
because you don't need my CV again. You can just go there, check out the leadership I put there, the
Yes.
certificates I got, the skills, the online courses, everything is there. My JAM score is there, my WAEC score is there.
Yeah.
And when I'm probably done with my undergraduate, I'll update it to my current GP.
So what of the person who doesn't know how to use LinkedIn? Because a lot of people think that LinkedIn is this place where people just come and, I don't know, brag or just say, this is what I
It's
have.
very, very
You go
discouraging.
into the first page and you say, I was just made a professor last
I'm
week.
elated to announce that.
I am with great merriment. I want to announce that I've been made a partner at this firm. You're barely into your second year of your LLB program.
Okay, I think
How
you
do
should,
people?
if you're a baby in LinkedIn, you should look out for like all these LinkedIn optimization webinars.
Yeah.
Because that was why I started. I started attending webinars, LinkedIn optimization webinar. There was this group I joined, the Student Connect, where you can post on LinkedIn, share your link, and people will go and like. You should look out for platforms, even Anambra LinkedIn Connect.
Wow.
Anambra students, we go there, we do challenges every month.
Yeah.
Like the person to get the highest likes and stuff like that. When you go to these groups and stuff like this, it will encourage you, seeing that you are growing with other people. There are people with just 5 connections there. You can grow with them. Yeah. So I know that there's this thing called discipleship. When you see people that are in the same level with you in life, it's a bit encouraging that when you like find people that are already ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So do you have those links so that we drop it in for our listeners?
Yes, I have
our listener right here.
Student Connect link, but I don't think the Anambra LinkedIn Connect is going to be accessible for everybody. Yeah. No, but the Student Connect network is accessible for everybody.
Expect it in the link. So we have gone on a journey basically from the way you've got into this, and the problems, the misunderstanding that most people have, sorry, and also the mistakes that people make, and we have even gone into the solutions and practical steps. So the question is, when okay, you have already mentioned rejection. I go,
Yes.
have there ever been a rejection that really hit you hard? Uh,
There are many, I is not like I lost count of them. Last year
yeah.
I had up to 400, 40 something
Whoa,
rejections, and this year alone I've had like 18 of them. So
wow.
it's not something new. It's something you see every day.
Yeah.
Like I said, I named it the love letter.
The love letters.
Yes. So that when you get them, you don't feel discouraged. You
Yeah.
try to improve. That's the main aim there. Improvement.
Janet, thank you so much for being in the show today. I genuinely learned a lot, and I hope our listeners will put it into practice.
Yes. Bye.
Bye bye.